Hi guys, if you've got any money invested in Olympus DAO, in Klima, in Time Wonderland, or in any Olympus DAO fork, you're definitely going to want to watch this video. There is a hidden tax on your investment, and not many people understand it. Some people do, right? But I'm going to go through the concept of dilution through the bonding. And it's something that it took a while for me to understand, actually. And I first met this issue or understood this concept from this tweet from Zeus, the founder, the big brain behind the whole system, right? The founder of Olympus DAO, the figurehead of Olympus DAO. And so I'll use this as the starting point for this video, is this tweet storm here, and talk about that. And then I'll go into some examples with different versions of Olympus, and I'll use some numbers, nothing too complex, right? Just a simple spreadsheet here to understand this concept a little bit better. It's really important. Yeah. The concept of dilution, it took a while for it to click, but once I got it, I was like, it's one of those type sort of moments when you get it. Right. So let's read this, I guess. Word to the wise, forks will dilute you heavily. You can tell if this is an issue if bond discounts are persistently high. Dilution is growth of supply versus the index. For Ohm, 80% in 7 months. For time, 78% in 7 weeks. For probably 78% in 7 days, right? Means, another Olympus DAO fork, right? Treasury can grow, but that doesn't mean you benefit. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. Dilution is a hidden tax, and y'all should be tracking it, right? So what the hell does he mean? Dilution. Well, first of all, he's talking about bond discounts. Yeah, you can tell if this is an issue if bond discounts are persistently high. So bond discounts are here, right? He's talking about this. On Olympus, they call it bond discounts. You can see here, like, these are negative, these are sold out, and there's only one of them, which is, 4.5%. So not that high, right? And that's what he's talking about. He's saying if these are too high, you've got a problem. You're being diluted, right? So maybe I'll use Wonderland as a better example. It's easier to use it due to the way the app works, right? So on here, on Olympus, they call it bond and bond discounts. On Wonderland, they call it mint and mint discounts. So it's the same thing, right? So you can see here these like 6.6 and 5.8. Okay, so those rates are higher than Olympus, right? Not that high, right? But they're still higher. And then this is also really important here, the ROI, the 5-day rate of return if you're staking, right? Which currently is like 9.6%, an amazing 9.6% on time. So if I put $1,000 into time, right, my principal is $1,000, right, and say I'm going to invest $1,000. I saw a YouTube video and the guy said I can get put in $1,000 and like if I wait a year, it's going to turn into like 5 Lamborghinis. And there's absolutely plenty of videos on YouTube already that will tell you that. So it's believable that someone would think that, right? Okay, I'm going to get a mega return on this. It's growing 9.6% every 5 days. Great. Sorry, excuse me. But that's pretty simple to understand. I would have a $96 return on my investment if the price stayed the same, right? That's a big if. But okay, if the price stayed the same, I get that. Now, if I mint, right? If I mint, I can come in and I can buy these different tokens here from the market and buy time at a discount, right? So I could buy it at a 6.6% discount here. So I immediately get a return of $66, right? I'm saving $66 because I can buy $1,000 worth of time and only spend like $9,933, right? And immediately I've pocketed that in terms of the value I hold. But in return for that, I have to keep it in there for 5 days, right? I'm in this minting program now, and that means I have to, it basically vests for 5 days, right? The vesting term is 5 days, and every rebase I can redeem, I can claim back, right? So every 8 hours, I get a little bit back. Every rebase up until the end of the 5-day period, when the whole amount is returned to me, and then I can do what I want with it. I can put it back in, I can stake it, or I can sell it, right? Or some combination of the two, whatever I want. But actually, in that situation, what you can do, right? I think what a lot of people would do is, like with this redeem, they would redeem, claim, and auto stake. So as it becomes unlocked, right? As the time becomes unlocked, each rebase, I would just reinvest it back, change it into memories, reinvest it back, and start earning this this rebase, right? It's 9%. So if I did that every day, or if I really wanted to optimize it every 8 hours, but let's just say every day, I could get about roughly half of the rebases, right? That I would expect to get if I was just staking, right? So my actual return from minting is the combination of the immediate mint discount plus roughly half of the normal staking rewards. It's actually less than half. It's slightly less than half, but like whatever, we'll just call it half. And as you can see, the combined return there is more than the staking, right? It's about 2%, well, 1.8% more. So what does that mean? It means actually right now, it's actually a better deal to mint than it is to stake directly, right? What that means is people who are minting, their share of the market cap is growing faster than the people who are just staking, the people who are just free-freeing. They're being diluted, right? If you're just staking, your share is growing, right? It's actually not growing. It's just, it's an illusion, right? This APY is an illusion. What's important is the market cap, right? The market cap, right? Your share of this is growing along with everybody else at the same rate, right? So you're not being diluted, unless someone else's share is growing faster, which is actually what's happening here. Anyone who's minting, their share of this market cap, their claim to this market cap is growing faster than yours. So that's like a hidden tax on you. You're being diluted. Your share of this is being diluted over time. It doesn't matter that much if these rates are low, but if these rates are high, and you're just staking, this could be very bad news, right? So I'll use another example here, right, of Spartacus. Now, I'm not trying to shit on Spartacus. I think there's many small Olympus DAO forks right now that I could have picked, but I'm just picking this one. Spartacus is on Phantom, and I've actually put some money in, a small amount of money in here to test this out and see how this works. But the point is, for Spartacus, you can see that the bond discounts right now are like 21%, where the ROI for just staking is 15%. Now, you might look at the APY and go, wow, this APY is like nearly 5 million. That's amazing. But actually, it doesn't make any sense right now for Spartacus for you to just stake. If you're just staking, like, that's complete, I don't know why you would do that, because you could just unstake and then bond, right? The only reason to be just staking is if you don't want to commit to 5 days, right? If you're that unsure, or you're thinking that short term about the investment, that you don't want to be committed to 5 days, right? Because keeping it in here for 5 days, just staking, you're only going to get that. You can bond immediately and get a larger return straight away. And as I said, you can actually gain half of the restakes if you come in every day, or if you really want to optimize every 8 hours and claim the part that becomes free and stick it back in. So you could be gaining a much higher rate, right, of return from just bonding and then claiming, bonding and claiming, right? So anyone who's actually just staking on Spartacus right now is being heavily diluted. Right? Now they can solve that easily by just going and bonding, right? And then their share will increase faster, right? But this is a really important concept to understand. Now it's clearly in this tweet that Zeus is also kind of like throwing shade at competitors, right? That's definitely him throwing shade at them. But I think it's a really important concept to understand. Like there might be at the very minimum, there might be times where you should be checking these rates and comparing them to this. And if you see that that there's a big difference there, totally you should just but you want to stay in, you actually bullish on Spartacus or whatever it is, then you just want to bond, right, rather than actually stake. And just take it out and just bond, and over the 5 days. And then when the 5 days is up, you might want to bond again, right? Depending on the rates. But over time, this all adds up, right? As Zeus says down here, dilution compounds just like staking, right? So that's what he's saying here with these rates, right? It can compound really fast, right? He worked out for time that in 7 weeks, people who are just staking were being diluted by this much. Now, I haven't double checked that. I don't know how he's calculating that. But I do trust Zeus, even though he is throwing shade here. Like he's fairly, this guy understands how he built the system, right? He understands it better than anyone else. So yeah, it can add up, right? Over 7 weeks, it can really add up. So anyway, just something to think about. I'm still understanding this concept myself, so I'm not perfect. Please leave a comment if you disagree with what I said or got anything to add, and I definitely will have a read of that. And like and subscribe and all that jazz, and get in the Discord, get on the Twitter. And thank you for watching. Have a great day.